My mother was always, she felt very fearful growing up, always. She was afraid to, she says, her biggest fear, and this was such a strange thing. She says, I was afraid to go up in front of the classroom or wherever the pencil sharpener was and sharpen my pencil. She was just afraid of that because she didn't think she was worthy. She came from an immigrant family. My grandmother was always worried, even when she came over from Ellis Island. You know, now with all the immigration stuff, I could understand why people might feel that way. But my grandmother and my parents, I mean, my grandparents were very worried about that. They didn't want to talk. Of course, it was during kind of pre-World War II, and then World War II came along. So it was, you know, they didn't want to, they were from Germany. They didn't want to talk German, and that's all they knew. And so they were very fearful. And that spilled over into their kids and my mother. And so the greatest fear she had was walking in her schoolroom just to wherever the pencil sharpener was. And usually it was in the front of the classroom, I think, most of the time. And you'd have to sharpen your pencil there. And she just felt unable to do that. And she would always tell me as I was growing up, I never want you to be afraid to sharpen your pencil, which made no sense to me. It was like, of course I'll go sharpen my pencil if I need to sharpen my pencil. But it was a fear that she had of who she was and how she was brought up and all the things that carry over. But I think about it now. I think about that was so fearful to her. But there are things now that are probably, you know, I think about it. I've got some issues of my own fear that I have to let healing be with. But this is something, when we look at this, this is kind of what this brings up in us, all the fearful feelings we have about ourselves. To say, I am the light of the world seems like arrogance. You know, you don't say stuff about yourself like that. But if this was the truth about you, you would say it. Just like if I had to go sharpen my pencil, well, nobody's going to stop me from doing that. I need my pencil sharpened. So think of it that way. I am the light of the world. I am worthy to have my pencil sharpened. I am worthy to whatever it is that seems to have been a limitation for you. You're the light of the world. So whatever's going on, whether or not you know how to solve it, you go, I am the light of the world. And you know what that's going to do? You might go, what does that do to solve my problem? Well, it makes a difference to you. It starts putting you in a place that you feel empowered. And it is empowerment that helps us to heal. It is empowerment that helps us to let go of all the things that do not serve us, of all the blocks, of all the limiting thoughts, so that we can begin to see God's will for us and everyone else. So when we say, oh, that's prideful, I shouldn't say it, you limit yourself. It's not to say I am the light of the world, but nobody else is. Because if you say you are the light of the world, I'm saying Tess is, and I'm saying Paul is, and I'm saying Darren is, and I'm saying, really, Bill? I'm not sure. I'm saying Bill is. I'm saying all of our viewers right now, whether I know you or not, I know you're the light of the world. That's your only function here. That's why you're here. That's your truth. That's your purpose. So it says this is an opposite of pride or arrogance or self-deception. Now, it's important that we recognize this. When we say I'm the light of the world, it doesn't mean when I lie and I cheat, I'm the light of the world. I'm still the light of the world, but I don't know who I am when I lie and cheat. It's not saying because you've been a good liar and cheater, you're the light of the world. Because you've been a good con artist, that's why you have your success. No, that may be stuff in the world. But the light of the world has nothing to do, it is not diminished or accelerated. Or now look at you, you're president of the United States. It's not accelerated or diminished by the worldly things. The truth about you is eternal. Now, what helps us is in all these things that diminish us, if we do not allow those things to become the reality of us by focusing on the light of the world that is within us. But you can't know that if you diminish anybody else. So as we allow our light to shine, we bring everybody into that circle with us. Just like when those seeds come through the earth where they feel alone and they come up and all of a sudden there are other plants there. And there are the butterflies and the bees. They all work in concert with each other. They can't work alone. And this idea that we can cut off different parts of our segment or our population of or our lives and have a full life is kind of a fallacy. It cannot be. You know, God has deemed you are the light of the world. God has deemed that you know the reality of who you are. Nothing can change that. It says, but it's not referring to characteristics about yourself or anything you've endowed your idols with. Like, I have to have this to be the light of the world, or I have to have that, or I have to have the success, or whatever. No. It refers to you as you were, look at these last two lines. It refers to you as you were created by God, and it simply states the truth, period. This is your reality. Not by anything you've earned, not by anything you've said, not by anything you've done. The fact is, this is your reality. Just like those who put their faces up on our wall of innocence, you are innocent. You are the light of the world simply by being. Simply by being God's holy child, period.